how do you select feeder pigs? At the end of this video, you'll be able to confidently select feeder pigs, even if you're a total beginner and have never raised pigs before. Hey everybody, it's Kathy. Welcome. I've got 5 great tips that anybody can use to select feeder pigs. Here we go. Tip number 1 is that you want your feeder pig to be between 50 and 60 pounds when you get it. A little bit bigger, super. A little bit smaller, okay. A lot smaller, not so great. What's golden about 50 to 60 pounds, you ask? Well, that pig should be anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks old. And the reason that's important is most people would wean at 8 weeks. So your pigs, once they're 50 to 60 pounds, have had anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks on their own. They're completely weaned off their mom. They're eating good. They're just a healthier, more sturdy, honestly hardier pig. They will do much better for you because they're just a little bit older, so they'll be ready to hit the ground running when they get to your house. Tip number 2, when you are calling and so often texting, when you're texting about the piglets that you've seen advertised, you want to know if all of their vet work is done. And by that, I mean if they need dewormed, it should be done already. If they need castrated, it definitely should be done already. Now, I don't mean it necessarily had to be done by a vet, just vet type work. Wherever you get those piglets, you want all that kind of stuff to be handled for you. You do not want to be, as a beginner, trying to figure that stuff out with your first set of piglets when you get them home. And tip number 3 for when you're looking for your piglets, breed doesn't matter. You get a lot of buzz about the new cool breed, that it's so nice, it's so friendly, it's perfect for this, that, or the other thing. Do yourself a favor and get a nice pig from someone locally who spends time with their pigs. Ideally, someone who just has a few sows and they actually are hands-on pig raisers, and just get some nice feeder pigs from them, and the pigs will do great for you. Don't worry about breed at all. Registered is great, but crossbred is great too. Just get something local that's nice. Now, the next 2 tips are going to be for when you actually are looking at the pigs. So this could be at an auction, depending on where you live, or more likely you're going to somebody's house. When you're there looking at the pigs, and this is tip number 4, when you're there looking at the pigs, you want to make sure that those pigs are healthy. You might be thinking that's kind of a vague term. What exactly is healthy? Actually, think of them just like a little kid. When the kid is just kind of pokey, when the kid has, discharge out of the eyes or nose, you coughing. In the case of pigs, they'll have kind of a rough hair coat. What you should see is a shiny, nice hair coat. So you want the pigs to be spunky, to look happy and filled out, and not have any obvious signs of sickness that if that was a little kid or if that was your dog, you would say that they just don't look right today. They're a little bit off today. If you look at those feeder pigs and you're saying, they just look a little bit off, you're right, they are. Thank the person for their time and leave. Be nice about it. Just say they're not what you're looking for, and that's okay. But do not accept anything other than 100% healthy. And I feel like, I almost went on to the next point, but I feel I need to double emphasize the health thing. That's a deal breaker. If you see anything other than 100% healthy, do not buy those pigs. I'll show you a clip of my pigs while they're a little bit bigger than what you'll be looking for. These characters are healthy, they're fun, they look great, they're doing great. I just threw some straw in. They're busy playing in it, running around. These guys are up here saying hey. They're all pretty much the same size in here. So the pigs you're looking at need to have this sort of attitude, sort of air about them. If they don't, pass them up. It's a deal breaker. They have to be healthy. Tip number 5, you want the biggest piglets in the litter. This kind of goes with the 50 to 60 pound thing. Once the pigs get to the 50 to 60 pounds, who's the bigger of the group, honestly, will be pretty easy to see. The bigger pigs will grow significantly better than the smaller pigs in the litter. And if you have a choice, go for barrows, which are, in case you're not familiar, those are castrated males. Once again, not boars. Do not ever take an uncut piglet home. Don't do it. You want barrows if you have your choice. The biggest barrows in the litter are the ones who are going to hit the ground running and do the best for you. And the simple reason for barrows versus gilts isn't so much when they're younger. When they're younger, a great growing barrow and a great growing gilt are going to be about the same. But as they get older, closer to finishing weight, to be blunt, the gilt's going to start coming into heat. When she comes into heat, she's not going to eat as well, right? She's going to be just not herself for a few days. And when she's not herself for a few days, or she's out horsing around, you know, trying to ride the others in her pen or something like that, she's not gaining, right? She's not gaining. She's going to be higher stress than she would normally be, and that's going to affect her growth. I mean, that only makes sense. So if there's nothing wrong with gilts as market hogs, they'll be fine. But if you have your choice, go for a barrow. Either way, biggest in the litter. Which leads us to tip 5.5. Never, ever, ever, never get the runt. And it can be tempting. You can see, you know, you really, really want to raise some pigs and that's all they have left. Don't do it. Even if it's a deal, there's no deal. There isn't any deal. I'll link a video above where I give you all the stats on a runt that we raised out. She was born here. But the short version is, it's pretty ugly. She took 2 months longer than the fastest growers in the pen and half again as much feed. And I kept track of all this specifically so I would have some stats to report on how these characters did. Anyway, I called her Squiffy. She finally did make it to an okay market hog weight, but she took forever. And she was a runt. So if you have the option to get a runt, unless you're willing to put in tons more time and tons more feed, pass them up. Get something else. You will be much, much happier with a great growing, bigger piglet to start out with. Even if you have to spend a little bit more money to it, high quality pays. Actually, high quality repeatedly pays, because not only do you get better results, you get those great results for usually less feed and less time. So it's a double benefit to you. You get what you pay for here. Buy the best quality piglets that you can get. If you're interested, I have quite a few videos all about feeder pigs. The last one was about what you can expect to feed them, what protein percent, how much pounds, all that kind of stuff. I have multiple articles if you're looking for the data and you're more of a reader. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, or of course you can email us at familyfarmlivestock@gmail.com. And if you aren't a beginner, if you have some tips or some secrets as to what works great for you for raising your feeder pigs, let us know. Leave them in the comments below. You never know when what you know can help somebody else. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.